Hi, this is Bob Vineyard with the Georgia Medicare Minute. Let's talk for a moment about where you're going to purchase your Medicare plan and how you're going to purchase it. For most people, about 70% of you out there, you have been getting your health insurance through your employer plan or a spouse's employer plan for most, if not all, of your adult life. And then all of a sudden you turn 65 and suddenly you have to make decisions without a whole lot of input. For a lot of people, they'll simply go to their friends and say, what did you buy? Oh, I bought this and it's been great. And that's good enough for you. Except it probably isn't. There's about 50 different carriers out there that are currently writing Medicare supplement plans in Georgia. Medicare supplement, Medigap, interchangeable terms like Kleenex and tissue. So not only do you have to decide which plan, and there's 10 standardized plans out there, not only do you have to decide which plan is good for you, but also which carrier. A lot of people seem to think that the best thing to do is to cut out the middleman, that would be me, because that way you can save money. Not necessarily. First off, the rates, if I quote you a rate through Aetna, let's say, for a particular plan, you're going to get that same rate whether you go direct to Aetna, you go through a national broker that knows nothing about you and nothing about the state of Georgia, or you go through 1-800-Medicare, because you can also go there. There's various nonprofit agencies out there that supposedly give you unbiased information. And maybe they do and maybe they don't. But if you think you're going to save money by going direct to the carrier, that's not going to happen, at least as long as we're talking about the same plan. If you end up buying the wrong plan, one that's really not suited for you, or you go with the carrier that has a habit of increasing rates considerably at renewal, you may regret that. This is where the agent comes into play. And for what it's worth, the other thing that I hear is, well, agents are biased. They're only going to direct me to the plan that pays them the highest commission. That may be true for some agents. There's also agents out there that will try and load you up with as much add-on coverages as possible in order to maximize their compensation, even though you may not need any of these other plans, like a cancer plan, a hospital indemnity plan. You may not need additional life insurance, but they're sure going to try. And dental insurance, that's another one that they try and push, which in my opinion is a complete waste of money. But I specialize in Medicare and Medicare supplements only. That's it. I've been in the health insurance business for over 40 years. I'm also on Medicare. You're not going to find that combination anywhere. Basically, this is, you have options of either going through an agent such as myself, going through a national agency, going direct to the carrier, in which case you're only going to hear what that carrier has to offer. You're not going to hear about the other plans. Are you going to actually call all of the carriers out there and get a rate from them and talk to 50 different people? I'd kind of doubt that. And the same thing with the national agencies. They're probably licensed with a whole bunch of carriers. The problem with a national agency is that just because you talk to good old Joe, and Joe says, oh, I can do this and I can do that, and here's what I would recommend and so forth, does not mean that if you call back in 3 months or 6 months or a year, the good old Joe is still going to be there. As I said, I've been in the business for a long time. I'm on Medicare. I'm not going anywhere, and I don't have anybody to answer to other than my wife, of course. But anyway, that's kind of an overview. If you want unbiased opinions as to what's out there, I'll show all the plans. If you tell I want to see all 50 carriers, okay, I'll show them to you. I don't care. Even though I'm not licensed with several of them, and we can talk about that too. But this is basically a one-stop source. And I always say, give me 5 minutes. Ask me any question you want. If you feel comfortable with my approach and so forth, then let's talk about doing business. If you don't, you move on, and I'll get over it, and maybe you will too. So anyway, that's my story for the day. You take care. Have a great day.